Hi, I'm Taka Mhandu. I'm a 22-year-old mixed martial artist fighting from Team KF. I'll be making my professional debut in a promotion based in South Africa called the EFC. They're the biggest promotion on the continent, so it's going to be a big deal, especially for me and everybody that trains with me, because we put in a lot of work to kind of get to this position. So it's going to be good to get out there and finally get my name out in the world scene and the professional scene as well. So looking forward to it. Since the pandemic, I was meant to go professional shortly after my last amateur fight, which was December 2019. So when the pandemic kind of kicked in, I actually had a fight book for March, I think March 20th. So that was just after the lockdown started in the UK and Ireland. So I was actually unable to kind of follow through with my plans for that year and kind of the following year as well. So like it kind of hindered my confidence a little bit. Well, not my confidence, but like just my drive, because everything was kind of like everything was up in the air. Nobody knew what was going on, and like I didn't really know where I stood in terms of kind of like getting my career off the ground, because I had the 6 amateur fights, but the professional ones are kind of the ones that matter and kind of the ones that kind of get your name out there and like getting eyed up by promotions like the UFC. So my plan was to actually have like probably about 6-7 fights by the time we're in now. So like I'm disappointed that didn't happen, but at the same time my progression throughout that time has been immense. So like I've literally gone from strength to strength, from striking to grappling to wrestling to everything. So like my game is improved to a different level now, and I feel like I'm a completely different fighter. I'm more mature in the way that I approach like the fight camps, the training, and like obviously like all that's going to trickle into the fight. So on September 11th, when I do step in there, it's going to be a completely different version of Taka, different version of the Cat 2.0. So like it's exciting for me, but yeah, in terms of that kind of little break, I think that kind of gave me a bit more focus on the goals that I wanted to achieve, in terms of like where I want to be outside of the gym, like hanging around with my mates and kind of just little things like that, and things that kind of interfered with my progression and getting me to where I want to be. So like some of that stuff was kind of just slowly trickling out. Obviously some stuff is a lot harder to get rid of than the other, but obviously as time goes, I'm just constantly growing and constantly maturing. So I think that's probably been the main part of the last year and a half to 2 years of not training and not fighting. Stylistically wise, I think it's a problem for everybody, because like I'm long, I hit hard. My wrestling, my offensive wrestling is unbelievable. My defensive wrestling is probably one of my strongest parts of my game. And then now in addition to my top control and like my escapes from the bottom, I think I'm a problem, and I match up really badly for anybody in the bantamweight division in the world at the minute. Because like with the use of my range, and then like people kind of like I get people second guessing what they want to do, and then that allows me to kind of take over them from there. Plus I'm never really too nervous, I'm never really too like anxious going into the fight, so that kind of plays a part that like I'm constantly centered, I'm constantly focused and concentrated on the task at hand. So I think now over the last couple of months, the progression that I've gotten now has just made me a problem for everybody. Like I really see myself being on a different level now at the minute. Obviously I don't have to go in and prove it, like talking is nothing, like action is everything. So I'm looking forward to getting into September 11th and just showing everybody that like I'm not a striker, I'm not a wrestler, I'm a mixed martial artist. Like I have it all. Chris has given me all the tools that I need to compete against anybody in the world, and now I finally get to compete against a lot of people in the world now. So it's good. I'm ready to go. And stylistically was anything, like from the grappling to the striking, wherever you want to take it, I'm ready to go. So Chris mentioned EFC to me probably a little bit before I actually before I had my last amateur fight, and you kind of like think that you thought that there would always be a good promotion to get me on, because obviously it kind of gets me back to my roots in South Africa. My roots are in Zimbabwe, but South Africa is obviously naming countries with Zimbabwe, so it allows me, like next year I'm looking forward to getting back. So I have a fight, go to Zimbabwe, and I can finally visit my late father's grave. So I actually haven't had a chance to see that yet. So EFC is kind of giving me that opportunity to get over there and see that, and kind of see my family again that I haven't seen in probably about over a decade. So it's going to be good to kind of reconnect with them, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that they're giving me. And it's amazing. Like EFC as a promotion itself has gotten a couple of guys into UFC. They match people really well. Like it's a very well known organisation. So like the fact that like they signed me up for a 6-fight contract without a debut fight kind of just shows how much faith they have in me, and how much faith my team has in me as well. It's kind of put me in there with somebody that's having their eighth professional fight, where mine's just a debut fight. So it kind of shows the level that I'm at, even though I haven't had my first professional fight yet, as I said many times now. But it shows the level that I'm at now at the minute, and the level that my coaches know. So like there's not like I see a challenge in everything, but like it's up to me whether I want to go out there and perform or not. And I think EFC is the perfect place for me to go out there and get my name out there, especially with all the African champions coming through, like Adesanya, Ngannou, Usman, you know, they all came from the African origins and African roots. So I'm looking forward to kind of follow their route and kind of just try to do what they do, but obviously in my own style, in my own team. So like that's like it's exciting. Like, you know, I keep saying exciting, but like it's crazy that I'm living the life that I'm living, and EFC is flying me halfway across the world to fight some fella. Like it doesn't make sense to me, but you know, like I keep moving forward and I keep training, and the main thing is keep winning.
And I guess they see it as flying you over for a fight, but for you, this journey is such a bigger thing than that. Do you feel any more pressure than usual, or maybe nervousness or something that you wouldn't usually feel because this trip encompasses a bit of soul searching? And
you know, like at the beginning when I first found out about the fight, like my emotions were they were literally up and down, and like I'm always confident in fights and stuff like that going into them, but this one did feel a little bit different. Yeah, it kind of felt as if like there's a bit of expectation on me, but like that's the expectation that I was putting on myself rather than other people. So everyone's just confident in the abilities that they know that I have, but I was putting pressure on myself, thinking that, oh, I need to do this, I need to go out and do that. But now as the fight gets closer and my training's done, I just know I need to go out there, have fun, and just do what I've always been doing. And like I'm a fun person. Like I love going out there, having a good time, and just having a laugh with my mates. So like when I'm walking out and Rick James is playing, I'm doing my little dance with my flags, you know, like that's all them pressure and all that pressure and all those nerves was going to be lifted. And like I'm not gonna remember the thoughts I was having like 8 weeks, like 2 months in advance about a fight. Like none of that on the night, none of that's there, none of that's in my mind. The only thing in my mind is getting my hand raised and just a clear objective of going in there and finishing the guy in devastating fashion, and just this is my welcome, my coming out party, and like this is my welcoming party. So I'm gonna go out there and I pulled out the stop. So like all the hard work is done now. It's just time to go out there and have fun. This is dead set now. Like I have no other choice but to be the person I was meant to be. Like now it's kind of got to a point where like I have no other options but to be the person I've always wanted to be now. Like all the last stuff, all the partying and stuff like that, that's all secondary. Like that's all that stuff is going to be there forever. And like this fighting is this is temporary. I had this for maybe 10 to 15 years, and like looking back in the last 10 years of my life to where I'm at now, it literally went in a heartbeat. Like it feels so quick. So like I don't want to lose any time. I don't want to lose any time away from my goal just to kind of do things that people do on every single day or every single weekend. Like what I do, no one else can do. So I think the last year in 2020 especially, like that was the year that kind of got it all out of my system, kind of, and got that person, that old Taka. I call that version of myself Taka Edza, not Taka, because Taka has his head screwed on and he knows what he wants from his life. So Taka Edza's been put in the back for a little bit now.
It's mad because other people would talk about like their fighting person is their character, almost. But it seems like to me, from an outsider looking in, that when you're in that cage, you really feel 100% yourself.
Yeah.
Like free.
Yeah, that's it.
What other emotions, or like what other kind of emotions do you feel when you're in that environment? You say you don't really get nervous or anything, but would you find that you feel nearly more confident in that environment?
Do you know what? It's weird. Like it's not even like I feel more confident. It's just like I don't feel anything. Like there's no emotions, there's nothing there. Like I just have a clear objection. I just have a clear goal, a clear destination where I want to be, and like everything, I just block everything else out. And that's why I'm usually so confident, because like I'm not worrying about what could happen. I'm not worried about this. I just know that I want to get my hand raised and I want to win, and that will to win is what's got me so far now. And along with like the strength and conditioning stuff and there's things I was kind of neglecting throughout my amateur career, I've picked up on all that now, and now become an athlete. And like that's why, like, because I train with such good guys and because I have such good coaching, that played into my confidence as well. But now coming into this now with more of the athletic side and the S&C side, it's an extra level of confidence, and it's an extra little boost to like just knowing that like I've done all the work. All I need to go in there and do is get my hand raised, and like that's the easy part. I think the weight cut, like not being able to eat, kind of the tiredness of all that week, and kind of just getting the baths, the sauna. That's to me, that's the real fight. You know, like that's the hardest part of the game. And going out there and fighting is just the fun part. Like and like what you said there, like I am. That's the truest expression of who I am, is when I'm in there fighting, and obviously like people can notice that because they can just see that I'm loose. I'm zoned in and I'm focusing on the task at hand. So my team over there is going to be me, Cathal, and Chris. So Cathal Pendred's been my manager now, since I turned professional, so it's good to kind of have him in my corner, somebody that's lived the life as well as Chris, you know. But like the two of them have been in like the UFC corners, they've cornered each other in tough, like not cornered each other in tough, they cornered each other for UFC fights, and then obviously them two went to tough together. So like they've been through it all and they've done it all. So just being under their guidance and being under their leadership, it's just not like, that's kind of what I was saying in the previous question. Like the people that are training, the people around me are the people that give me motivation, because I know that what they're telling me is the truth and everything that I'm doing is the right thing to get me to where I want to be. So having people like that in your corner, I say it's scary and intimidating for other people that are looking at my corner and they're looking at me thinking like, what's like, this guy is coming from the best, and I'm coming to be the best. You know what I mean? Like this, like the Team KF. Like I want to make sure that this club, when I'm finished and my career is all said and done, that they say that they're producing very good fighters and they're producing world class fighters, which we are, and just that's it really. Like just the team, the environment, everyone's on a good buzz and everybody's working hard. So like it trickles down into everything that we do, and it's gonna trickle into the fight. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going down there, having a laugh with Chris and Cathal, getting the W, and then having a few points after.
Do you know much about your opponent stylistically? Was there much tape to study, and what's that process been like?
Yeah. So I watched a couple of. So he's had seven professional fights. So I watched like about 3 or 4 of them, and then kind of just to see how he moved, just kind of see what his style was like. And he looks like he kind of like, he's attribute based, like he has long limbs, kind of like me, and he tries to fight a range. But I think that's my area of expertise. Like I like that range, and I control that range and distance is what I do best. So I think he's gonna find it very difficult. So when they're saying that he's about 6 foot, but he doesn't look that tall. I don't think he looks that tall anyway. So I'm just gonna have to kind of wait and see how big he is and see him in comparison to me. But yeah, like he looks pretty tidy on the feet. He looks more of a Thai boxing style. But like I just like in terms of skill for skill, I think I'm the better for it, definitely. But he's definitely tough. He's durable. He's beat some good guys, and it's going to be a great test for me. Like I'm not overlooking him. I know it's going to be a big fight. It's going to be a difficult fight. Like he's pretty well known down there because he had a viral knockout there, I think about a year or two ago before the lockdown. So he kind of had a viral thing over there. So it's pretty big. So looking forward to kind of going in there and like just taking everything that he has in. Put it in a simpler terms, just everything he's worked for. I want that hype. I want to be known, and I want to get my name out there, because that's how you get to UFC, and that's how you get to the top. But in terms of his skill, he's pretty tidy all around. But I'm looking forward to getting in there and testing my skills, like as the whole martial arts thing kind of goes to it, doesn't it? Skill versus skill.
Yeah. All right. Great pass.
Yeah, so the fight is going to be September 11th, and you can find the fight on efcworld.tv. So I think I'm going to be the feature prelim, so you're going to be able to watch me fight in Ireland and the UK at about 3:30, 4:45, because the main card starts at 4 o'clock over Greenwich Mean Time. So you can find the fight at about 3:30, yeah. So you'll be able to see me then. And I'm going to be flying out on Sunday, do a bit of media over there, and then I'll be keeping everybody posted just in case anybody wants to know how the trip is, how I'm feeling. My Instagram is @Taka Mhandu, and my Twitter is the same. I don't have a TikTok, because I know if I get on TikTok, I end up getting addicted to that, and I'm already addicted to Instagram and Facebook enough, so, and Twitter actually. So I'll leave TikTok out of it.
Deadly. Well, thank you so much. Best of luck in your fight, and safe travels. Don't miss that flight.
Yeah, I won't miss the flight. Thanks, Amy. Thanks for having me.